Hey guys, welcome to this 2000 point Warhammer 40,000 battle report. This is going to be my Space Marines taking on Sam's Orkz. Now this isn't a standard matchup battle, this is an actual custom scenario that we've written as part of a narrative campaign. So if you haven't already, go and watch part 2 of my narrative campaign video and the other videos for the narrative campaign. The campaign is called the Reclamation of Phlorvex. And yeah, so check out the scenario that we've got, but basically it's an Ork attack on a Space Marine held spaceport. The Space Marines are still trying to land their reserves when the full force of the Ork attack comes, so it's going to be something a little bit different. So yeah, go and check that out, but now on to the army lists. Okay, here we are, 2,000 points of Salamanders. Here's my command squad with 2 Flamers, Company Standard, Champion, the Apothecary, and there's my Captain, Captain Agatone, and he's got a Combi Flamer, Power Fist, Artificer Armour. Then I've got 3 tactical squads. These guys have a Combi Flamer, a Flamer and a Heavy Bolter. They've got a Rhino. These guys have a Plasma Gun and a Las Cannon. They don't have a Rhino. There's another Rhino there that's for the command squad. And then 3rd tactical squad has a multi-melter, a melter gun, and a combi melter, and they also have a Rhino. I've also got a 5-man Terminator squad with a Flamer, and they're led by a Librarian. He's a level 2 in Terminator armour with a Storm Bolter. Then I've got a 5-man Scout squad with Bolters and a Heavy Bolter. Then supporting them, we've got 2 Predator Annihilators, a Stalker, 2 Land Speeders with multi-melters and heavy flamers, and a pair of Dreadnoughts with multi-melters. So that's 2,000 points of Salamanders, on to the Orkz.
Right, here is my 2,000 of Orkz. I've got 10 tank busters in a truck, just as what you see is what you get. 6 bikes, with a knob of a power claw in the middle there. 5 mech guns, they're all custom mega cannons with just the 2 crew each. A single Dakka jet with 3 twin-link super shooters. A unit of 6 burner boys, including 2 mechs, in a Gorkanaut. I've got my Warlord and his posse, Cogsad to fix it. In a unit of 5 mega knobs in a battle wagon with a kill cannon. And then I've got 10 shooter boys with a big shooter and a power claw in a truck. Death Dread 2 rockets, grot riggers and extra armor. Another 10 boys with big shooter, power claw in a truck. And another 10 boys, but no big shooter in this squad, there's just shooters with power claw in a truck. And that is 2,000 points of Orkz. Right.
Okay, so here's the Ork War coming in towards the spaceport to smash it up. We've got a couple of trucks over on the side there. They both shooter boys.
Shooter boys with 1 big shooter and a power claw. 10 standard shooter boys with power claw.
Yeah, then we've got the battle wagon with the mega knobs.
Yeah, tank busters.
Tank busters in that one. Then we've got a Dreadnought with another truck behind it with shooter boys.
10 shooter boys, big shooter.
We've got the mech guns, the Gorkanaut with burner boys inside.
Yep, and 2 mechs.
And then the bikes over here. Space Marines only get to deploy 2 troops units and 1 other unit in this mission. So over here by the control tower, we've got the Rhino with the tactical squad with the melter weapons in. Over here in the command bunker, we've got half a tactical squad. They've combat squadded down, and you've got a las cannon in there. The other half of that squad is over on this flank with the plasma gun, over by the power generator, and then here's the first of the Predators. So that's the Space Marine deployment. Orks are going to have first turn unless the Space Marines can steal the initiative. And it's a 5, so no steal the initiative, on to Ork turn 1. Right, end of Orc turn 1, and quite predictably the Orcs have come forward to attack the spaceport. Everything pretty much moved forward except the cannons at the back there. And then combination of good armour save rolls and the advantage of terrain and night fighting saved the Space Marines from the worst of the Orc shooting. The mech guns did manage to take out 2 of this tactical squad after having 3 of the 5 guns overheat. The Gorkanaut and the bikes, between them, only managed to get 1 glancing hit on this Rhino, leaving it with 2 hull points. Over on this side, the trucks in the middle woofed their shooting. Battle Wagon managed to take out 1 of the tactical squad with its kill cannon. And the Tank Busters shot the Predator, but it was saved by cover. And that was about it for the Orcs. So a slow start, but there's a whole lot of metal coming down the table at me, and the Marines could be in a tight spot here. On to turn 2. On to Space Marine turn 1. Right, Space Marine turn 2, and virtually no movement. The Rhino just crept around here. Space Marine reserves haven't arrived yet, so shooting was pretty limited. The tactical squad fired on the bikes, but they passed their jinx saves. Over here, this tactical squad in the bunker had a shot at one of the Orc trucks over there, and it passed its cover save. Predator had a bit more success, scoring 2 hits on that truck there, blowing it up and pinning the boys, the tank busters inside, so that's revenge for shooting at the Predator last turn. And then over here, this tactical squad didn't do much with their shooting, except overheat the plasma gun. There does seem to be something about this world that we're fighting on, that plasma weapons just like overheating. But ultimately that did no damage, so it was just the truck, and on to Orc turn 2. Right, Orc turn 2, and that was quite a lot more successful for the Orcs. As you can see, this tactical squad that was here has completely been blown away by combined firepower from these 2 trucks of shooter boys. Everything's basically moved up. Predator's still unharmed after the tank busters with the shooting. The mech guns had another 1 overheat, but still no damage to them, and took out just 1 from this squad. And the combined fire of the Dreadnought, the Gorkanaut and the bikes took out the Rhino. The bikes then proceeded to assault the tactical squad and sent the survivors running to the board edge. Thankfully they will regroup this turn for being Space Marines, but yeah, Space Marines are looking a little beleaguered now, but reserves are on their way, support is coming. Right, end of Space Marine turn 2, and we have reserves. Stalker moved up here next to the bunker, and the Rhino moved up here, managed to immobilise itself on difficult terrain. This is the one with the Flamer tactical squad in it, coming up in support of the Predator. And then over here, the land speeders used the power station's generator to move on for free, right next to where the bikes were. As you can see, no bikes anymore. They took 8 wounds from heavy flamers from the speeders and just evaporated. Dreadnoughts were able to outflank because of the command bunker. They had a shot at the Gorkanaut, but they weren't quite close enough to get the melter bonus and didn't do enough damage to get through the armour. Remaining Space Marine shooting, the Stalker had a shot over at the truck based on the Raider that was over here, blew it up and killed half the occupants, and combined fire from the Predator and this remnant of a tactical squad popped the hull point onto the Dreadnought. So things are looking a little brighter for the Marines, but there's still far too many greenskins on this board for my liking. But anyway, let's see what the Orcs can rustle up on their turn 3. Right, so the big story of the Orc turn 3, the arrival of the Dakajet. That's come down the flank here. The Stalker was able to intercept it and managed to stun it, take off a hull point and mean it couldn't shoot at full BS. Not that makes that big a deal of difference for Orcs, because they're Orcs. The rest of the army pretty much moved forward where they could, except the Gorkanaut, which in very cowardly and un-Orky fashion, I have to say, backed up from the Dreadnoughts, fearing those multi-melters. Now, Orc shooting was pretty effective. The tank busters and the Death Dread managed to wreck the Stalker, making the Dakka jet a damn sight safer. And over on this side, combined fire from the Dakka jet and the boys blew up this, or wrecked this Rhino. Tactical squad got out and then took 2 further casualties from the shooter boys in that truck there. So yeah, we've got 2 trucks down. Also, the shooter boys in this truck here took the last survivors from this tactical squad down, and the cannons put a hull point onto one of the dreadnoughts, but only meant it to snap fire for a turn. So no biggie there, but yeah, the Orkz are really bearing down on the Space Marines, and we're starting to lose vehicles at an alarming rate. So let's see if turn 4 and the arrival of further reserves can swing the tide in this battle to the favour of the Space Marines. So in Space Marine turn 3, I tried to bring down my Terminator squad in about this location here, but they scattered all the way over there. Then the Librarian tried to cast Psychic Shriek on the Grots and failed despite throwing 4 dice at it, didn't roll a single success. Their shooting from the Terminators was then also entirely ineffectual against the Grots. Those guns having the decent save really made me struggle there. Other shooting wise, the Predator and the Land Speeders shot at the Dreadnought and took another hull point off it. Not enough to stop it, and it's only going to keep on marching. Dreadnoughts, again, because of range, were slightly ineffective against the Gorkanaut. And over on this side, this Predator managed to glance that truck. These guys and the scouts then shot at it and eventually wrecked it, but it took all 3 squads firing at it to take out 1 truck. Yeah, so things looking a little bit bleak for the Marines right now. We do hold that power station at the moment and the control tower, but there is a lot of Orkz coming down the table, and our most powerful unit is a little bit stranded at the back there. But let's see what the Orkz can do. I think this turn, up to all 3 of the objectives are going to be under assault from the Orkz. Ork turn 4. Okay, end of Ork turn 4, and as you can see, the Orkz have made it into combat with some of the bunkers. Over on this side, the Mega Knobs and the mech charged into the Predator, blew that up. These boys were able to charge into the power generator, and if they can stay there for a turn, they're going to set their charges. Boys over here had a shot at the scouts, killed 1 and failed their charge. The battle wagon had a shot at this tactical squad, but missed, and the pie plate landed over on the Rhino. Was it this turn you blew up that Predator? It was, wasn't it? Yeah, the Gorkanaut fired everything it had into the side of the Predator and blew that up. The Gorkanaut had backed up and the Burner Boys had got out. Didn't really do anything for the Dreadnoughts, but I think they're just looking to speed bump them. Dakka jet swooped over here, blew up one of the Land Speeders and stunned the other one. And the worst thing of all was the cannons did manage to wound themselves twice through overheating. There really is something about this planet that we're fighting on that's making all our plasma overheat. Because one of the Burner Boys, the mech, lost a wound to the custom Mega Blaster as well. But they were able to fire on the Terminators, and despite a less than ideal round of shooting, killed 3 of them. They passed the leadership test, but they're looking a little beleaguered over the back there. And then we've got these boys and the Dreadnought charging into that bunker. So situation's looking tough for the Space Marines. Not quite sure how the Salamanders are going to come back from this, but as ever, we will fight to the last. On to Space Marine turn 4.